booth, making noise, talking about pro wrestling on the podcast. Big up boys, big loony guys. We be throwing down the rhymes, kicking it live, representing the Lone Star State every damn time. Yeah.
Whoa, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this late night recorded edition of the Ring Rundown, round number 10.
10.
I got it right this time. 10.
Just like Mr. Sean Spears. 10.
Oh, I said Ty Dillinger.
AKA Ty Dillinger. Yep, that's what I was going to go with. How you hold up today, TKZ?
Pretty good. Just sat at the house. Didn't do much. Then I had my wife's family invite me to a barbecue, and I was like, "Oh shit, free meal! Hell yeah!" They had me a smoked steak, and I was just a fire dragon right before I got on here because I ate a jalapeno popper, like a stuffed jalapeno bacon wrap jalapeno popper, and I was sitting here editing like, "I'm a dragon, I'm a dragon," and I am going to regret that in the morning. I realize.
Been there many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
So yeah, that's pretty much the gist for me. Other than just working, doing the thing. How about you, man?
Not much, man. Spent all day today down at More Phenomenal Expo down in San Antonio, man. Getting our Power Ranger on, getting our nerd on.
A Phenomenal Expo? So an AJ Styles Expo?
No,
dude, I wanted to go.
I know how much you love AJ Styles, but no, it was not a Phenomenal Expo. More Phenomenal for Power Rangers, dude.
Oh.
And in my little
Phenomenal. Oh.
Yeah, More Phenomenal.
Damn it.
During the little event going on, I made a trade for a Boruto Chase Funko Pop for this bad boy right here, Mr. Daddy Ass, a Chase 1 of 5,000.
Nice.
Good old scissor me daddy ass, so I got a nice little Chase to add to my collection, man. So
I never understood how do those work. Like they just pop up in Walmarts and stuff sometimes, just luckily.
Walmarts, Targets, yeah, it just all depends, man.
Just
I can tell you Austin for sure as hell doesn't get Chases or rare figures, man.
When I was heavily collecting, North Carolina didn't either, bro, because I would be at that Walmart out in the middle of nowhere or out in Raleigh first thing in the morning during COVID when they let the older people in first, and then I'd wait for them, and they had just put the box out. I never saw a Chase figure for like that whole year.
Right? Yeah, no, but for some reason, dude, they're popping up everywhere down in San Antonio or up in Dallas and everything like that. I got a buddy of mine down in San Antonio. It's like every other day when he'll walk into a Walmart or a Target or something like that, and he's finding Chases or rare figures, and I'm just like, you SOB.
Yeah, that has to suck. FOMO, bro.
It does.
FOMO.
I think there's only been one time that the city of Austin got a Chase, and it was a Cody Rhodes. It was the not the unrivaled, the unmatched one, the one that has the silver part up here up top instead of the
I forgot what they're called. I only collected the gold.
It's unmatched. I believe is what they are. Yeah.
Once they started with that, I was like, all right, I gotta. I got rid of all my figures and stuff, so
yeah, it's unmatched because I'm looking at my Brody Lee one of the unmatched, and that's what it says underneath. So
I did see one Chase in a toy store. It was the bloodied up edition of when I think it was a Chase. It was with him, Cody, and his brother Dusty went at it, but it was the bloodied up version.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that in a toy store, but that's the only one I've seen like in person. So. But, well, I'm glad you had a good time, man. I'm glad you were able to make some trades, make a few dollars, make some sales, and do your thing and see some Morphin' Time stuff and do all that, man. It
was a good day today. Tired, don't get me wrong. Definitely tired.
I feel that. But let's see what we got in the news. Lucha Brothers.
What do we got?
Lucha Brothers may be on their way to WWE. So it's being reported that their contracts are expiring with AEW, and good old Hunter Host Helmsley Land is eyeballing them. So what do you think?
Yeah, so according to who Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful Select, man, I guess they're unhappy with how they're being used in AEW, which is understandable, man. I mean, again, with both AEW, WWE, man, you just got bloated rosters, so trying to figure out where to fit people in, man. It sucks, but there's been a lot of speculation at the fact of the issue with Conan, and since he owns, what did you say? He owns the name Penta El Zero Miedo.
I don't know if it's Pentagon Jr. I don't know. Does Conan own it or does AAA?
It's either Conan or AAA, but I know Conan's a big part of AAA.
Yeah, he's like
wrestling, but
he's like the main booker.
Probably something like that. But yeah, so rumors are circulating that they are WWE bound, and it's just gonna be funny, man, seeing all the WWE fans cheering on Lucha Brothers for them doing
as
all
part
their
of the LWO
flips and moves and stuff like that. Whereas when they would see them wrestle in AEW, they were just doing, oh, look at them, they're just doing all flippy dippy type stuff. And then again, once they show up in WWE, if speculation is accurate and that's where they're heading, you're just gonna see them nothing but falling head over heels for the love and adoration that the Lucha Brothers have. And so it's just more WWE fans praising everything that WWE does and crapping all over what AEW does and how
you sounded that very salty, bro. That was passive aggressive.
I mean, but I'm not wrong, dude. I mean,
you're really not. You're not.
Yeah, it just that's just the part that makes me mad and angry is they crap all over one promotion for their wrestlers doing things a certain way or doing certain moves and everything like that. But then yet when they come over to WWE, it's like, oh my God, they're the greatest ever. So it's just,
I like it all. And I know you like me. We like it all. We like the flippy dippy. I've seen matches where they don't touch the ropes and I loved it. I like Zack Sabre Jr. going from hold to hold. I find all that astonishing.
Yeah, no, again, that's just really the only thing that just makes me mad is them crapping all over AEW talent for their moves and moveset and everything like that. But then yet once they sign to WWE, then it's like, oh my God, they're the greatest ever. So
but
I'm just tired of the
think
hypocrisy going on.
Do you think WWE will maybe dub down the Lucha Brothers, like not so much, air acrobatics? Because I've seen that happen a lot. That like a wrestler go from one thing and they'll keep a lot of their arsenal, but they'll kind of dub themselves down to like the more WWE style, but they'll keep their big stuff. See what I'm saying?
More than likely, I could see that being the case, and it just sucks, dude. You never want to water down your wrestlers' move sets because then it's just like you're putting them in a box that no, they're only good for these type of move sets. So
well, we'll see. I'm glad to see him going to WWE. Like if they're not happy, maybe they'll be happy there. I just hope they don't just make them background characters for the LWO. But
right,
so we'll see how that plays out. But I would be interested to see him. Now, do you think NXT or straight to main roster?
I'm thinking probably NXT because that seems like where too. I mean, Jade's really the only person that they brought in from AEW to WWE to the main roster.
Cody,
Ethan Page, they have him on NXT. He's NXT World Champion.
Cody, Cody,
huh?
Cody, but I mean that's Cody. Like how else,
Cody,
but that is an example.
Cody was WWE main roster before he left and created
you're right about that.
his thing. So no, that's not the same.
You're right.
I mean, granted, I could kind of see what you're talking about though, because I mean they went Sean Spears from NXT, as Ty Dillinger from NXT up to the main roster, and then he left, went over to AEW, New Japan, everything like that as Sean Spears. And then when Sean Spears left AEW, they brought him back into NXT. So it's kind of hard to say. But
I think most likely NXT.
I'm seeing is showing up in NXT, but you got to kind of wonder. I mean, Penta and Ray Phoenix. I mean, they're you know not spring chickens anymore as they once were. So,
Mhm.
um, all I know is it's going to be just great to see him wrestling in a ring. Though, like I've been a fan of theirs for the longest time,
I've been a
and
huge fan of Penta. Like I've been a Penta mark for a long ever since I saw him at Santino Bros or whatever it used to be. It was a local lucha in around not in Austin but around like the Dallas area.
probably I
And I
don't know.
saw they did the Santino Bros or whatever. They did a show at Taco
Uh huh.
Libre in Dallas. Ever since I saw him
Well,
there, I thought he was awesome.
that's kind of interesting because Santino Bros is based out of LA, so
Yeah,
it's kind
it
of
might not
interesting for
be.
them to.
It's a Hispanic name and something. I know Santino Bros Training is based out of L.A., but I know they sent a lot of their talent to Texas. They had a kind of deal
Probably
with them in Wrestle Circus. I think it may have been Santino Bros or something. Like they sent
or
them over here.
Probably Santino Bros related or affiliated.
Yeah, but I saw him at Taco Libre and I was just like, hell yeah. But
Yeah. So
yeah.
I
So
mean,
it'd be
seeing
interesting to
them,
see what they can do in a
it's
WWE.
definitely going to be interesting. It's going to suck not to have Death Triangle anymore because the three of them with Pac was like, uh,
I can see Pop
can,
going back one day too.
can you?
I can.
I can't.
You can't. I
I
can
just
see it.
I don't know. I just can't.
Maybe, maybe not. Time will tell. But yeah,
Yeah. All right. Anyways, enough with the saltiness
you want
from
to go
my
with some
end. What do we
stale
got next?
news? You want to go with some stale news?
Let's go with a little bit of stale news.
All right. So Mission Pro Wrestling going on hiatus.
Yeah, so this was posted by Thunder Rosa just earlier this week. Pretty much the basis of the letter says that their show coming up next Saturday, August 17th, is going to be their last show of the year as well as their foreseeable future. So you got to kind of wonder, what are they going to have their title holders remain title holders, or are they just going to vacate the titles at the end? Because right now, not, 100% familiar with Mission Pro Wrestling. The only person that I know that's there is Izzy Moreno. I don't know if you remember her. She was little Bailey Jr. from NXT days.
Oh yeah, Izzy. I saw her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she grew. Bruh, I looked. One day she was the Bailey girl. Then I looked the next day she's a full grown woman wrestling. I was like,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
when did that happen?
she's the current Mission Pro Wrestling champion.
I'm sure she'll
So,
be fine. She will be in a NXT ring in a few years, sooner rather than later. I
mhm.
can promise you that because WWE did not forget that little girl. So
No, especially Bailey, I'm sure
yeah,
still.
yeah. So she'll be fine. But I know she's in the early stages of her career, but it just surprised me. That's crazy. But yeah, it sucks. I remember like Thunder Rosa, I think used to own or was in charge of, or maybe her significant other owned Sabotage
Mhm.
Wrestling, and I think she
I
gave
think it
that
was
one up.
her. I think it may have been her and her husband, but that's kind of my theory is it just got to be cost was kind of starting to get up there
They
for
sold
her 'cause
Sabotage to somebody based in Austin. I know that. And I think they're closed now. I don't think after Thunder Rosa, my theory is it just
no,
got they still doing stuff?
Sabotage, they put on, yeah, they still do
Okay.
shows. It's not very often, but they do shows.
Okay, because I didn't
Like
hear
I
about
think
them that much and after she sold
yeah,
them.
I think they just had one sometime earlier this year, I
That's
want to
good to
say,
hear.
if
I'm glad
not
to hear they're
last
going.
year. Yeah, they're still going. But I mean, yeah, you still got RCW down in San Antonio. You got Hybrid School of Wrestling in San Antonio. You got, I think there's a 210 Wrestling Academy as well. Stud Stash, I think, helped kind of run his own things in his backyard. You got Reality of Wrestling out in Houston. So definitely a lot of these wrestlers from Mission Pro aren't gonna be without work for too long.
That's good to hear, but yeah, so it's still news. I hate to see when an indie closes their doors, which they're not. They're on hiatus, so hopefully they'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hopefully, but I mean, yeah. But as of now, their show next Saturday and for the foreseeable future is non-existent right now.
still
So,
stale ass
um,
news.
yeah,
But good luck
always
to Thunder
sucks.
Rosa
I
and
mean,
everything, and I hope she keeps rocking
yes.
it over there on at AEW. So, always liked her.
Mhm.
So let's move on to more stale news. We're gonna do a two for stale news here, and it may not be stale news to some people. Some people may be fans, but it's kind of stale to me. So
Sorry.
the new DLC pack that just released for the WWE 2K24 video
Mhm.
game for the season pack Wrestler Pack 2 is the Pat McAfee show. The cast of the Pat McAfee show.
I could see,
And that's
putting
literally it.
I could see putting Pat McAfee in it, yes, because
Pat
he
McAfee,
wrestled.
yes. These
Yes,
other dudes
but
never even been in the ring. What the hell are they doing? Like,
yeah, no.
and I
Pat
know they're
McAfee,
all
he had to have positioned himself or petitioned to get his crew in there somehow or one way or
what I'm
another.
thinking is like, oh, we're not around the WWE headquarters right now with the scanner, the thing that scans your body into the game.
Mhm.
And they maybe just had the Pat McAfee guys somewhere near. It's like, hey, we need some more wrestlers for this wrestler pack. Yeah, you mind getting scanned real quick? Put y'all in the game. Something.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
didn't they do an interview about it where they were talking about it on the Pat McAfee show?
We'll get to that. Now, I will say, I'm about to move over to that. Now, I have a clip. Now, I will say like this. Like, these guys are all respective athletes, football players, baseball players, stuff like that. Some people may be fans of this, but like, I'll just play the clip. This is Ty
Yeah,
Schmidt because
just play the clip.
they got some blowback for this and some heat for this. Like, what the hell are these guys doing in the game? And well, this was the answer from Ty Schmidt of the Pat McAfee show. He's a baseball player.
People are pissed, especially that D-Butch, Connor, myself, AJ are in it, because they want some of these other losers that no one's ever heard of from NXT to be in the game. Why aren't these guys in the DLC pack? Well, it's because no one wants to play with them. That's why. So
Now, I'm gonna say like this. This could be a work. Maybe something will happen. Maybe these guys will go to NXT one day, get their butts kicked, and there'll be a payoff. I hope it is, because if not, dude, shut your freaking mouth, you bitch ass mother. Like, no, it's like, what the hell? Like, this dude, you're a baseball player, bro. You never been on the ring. You pitch balls, dude. Like, I'm not a big baseball fan. There's maybe somebody that, oh, look, Ty Schmidt's gonna be in the game. Okay, who gives a crap? He's like, nobody wants to play with him. I literally looked at all the comments in the video. Everyone's like, I don't want to play as this dude. Like, who the hell is he?
Right? I'd much rather play some of those no-name NXT stars
If
that
I
he was
was
talking about.
If I was an NXT wrestler right now and I had a little bit of I had some type of popularity and I wasn't in the game, I would be going at this dude on X every day. Okay, so you got these bozos, but what about Adam Page? What about let's see, Tink and Tank?
Ethan Page?
Ethan Page, Tink and Tank. I get those two confused all the time.
What you got? I mean, you got Wes Lee, you got
all these
Shawn
guys.
Spears. I mean,
yeah, that are not in the game. They do have some NXT wrestlers in the game, but it's like the ones that were kind of in the midst of transitioning over. You have all these bozos, but you ain't got the Wyatt Six in the game. You have Uncle Howdy, but not the Wyatt Six. The last freaking pack was awesome. The first DLC pack 1, you had Punk in there. You had the Sandman in there. You had the Dudleys, a bunch more. I can't remember all of them, but I remember that being the highlights. You had to, but then you get these dudes. If I had spent $40 on that season pass, $40 extra with a $70 WWE 2K24 game, and this is the second pack you give me, I would be so pissed right now.
oh, I'd be furious. Like, I'd be like, oh, hell no. But like, where's my money? I want my money back.
they need to freaking seriously make it up with the next pack. And then if you ask me, that Ty Schmid, that bozo should be pulled out of the game, if you ask me, and be replaced with Ethan Page. That would be the greatest justice ever. But I can understand Pat McAfee, but like these dudes, y'all are former athletes. I get that. Y'all are probably very popular. And there may be some people that would like y'all that are NFL, MLB fans. They'll be like, oh, cool. But I don't, no true wrestling
the
fans.
average wrestling fan who's also a video gamer that collects the 2K games.
They don't watch the fucking MLB.
Yeah, no, they could care less about you, Ty, whatever the hell your last name is.
Schmid.
Schmidt?
Schmidt. I don't even know. I can't even. That's how much I don't know who the hell. I've never seen this dude throw a ball in my life. So, like, dude, shut your stupid mouth. If you're not doing a work, shut it. Like, you know, if I were an NXT wrestler right now, and like if I was Ethan Page, I'd be like, dude, you're a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how it would be. But yeah,
sorry, we were joined by a visitor.
I was a little cammed up. That's got me a little cammed down. There we go. That's what I needed. But yeah, so that's so stupid. Hopefully with the next DLC pack, I know there's some people that spent that extra $40 on top of a $70 game that are kind of feeling cheated right now, rightfully so. I hope y'all get a better DLC pack next, because I'm not spending my $10 on it. I bought the first DLC pack. I'm not buying this one. And it sucks, because I wouldn't mind Pat McAfee being in my game, but not these other bozos. All right. Next up. This may be stale news too.
Yeah, it just all depends on perspective, man. So A&E just did their bio on Becky Lynch just this past Sunday, and she closed it out. Let me see if I can grab my phone here real quick. I think I took a picture of it, or a screenshot of it, of what it said. Let me see. Gotta go through my phone here. Oh, I took a screenshot of it. Just gotta find it. That's the thing. It's in here somewhere. Anyways, pretty much it left the illusion of I was the man for you. Now I'm going to be the mom for her. I believe that's what it said. So people are trying to figure out if that's her retiring from in-ring competition to be a stay-at-home mom, or if this is just a work to kill off her the man character. A lot of, obviously, her contract has expired. She has not re-signed with WWE. So there is a lot of rumors or hope that, or questions where will she go? Will she end up re-signing back with WWE? Will she be AEW bound? Pretty much as we like to say, man.
She ain't AEW bound. We both know that. What I think maybe, if she's not full on retiring, I could see her maybe getting the Roman contract, you know? Maybe doing some part-time stuff. I don't see her fully retiring, but I do definitely see her stepping away a bit.
Yeah, I think that's what it might be. I think she's just going to stay away for a bit, be a stay-at-home mom for her daughter. You know, because I mean, these are pretty much her daughter's formidable years, so she's probably going to want to stay home and spend as much quality time with her daughter as she can. And I know Seth Rollins has been written off TV to deal with nagging injuries, so that'll probably give him time to stay at home as well too, and then just be a happy family.
I could see definitely her retiring from the road, like maybe no longer doing house shows and maybe just doing the Roman thing, big shows and, you know, TV tapings. I think that would be the right move if you ask me.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see, but you know, it's I do think we'll see less of her, but I don't think she's gone. You know what I'm saying?
She's not gone. She's just taking some time away from the ring. which
Yeah.
is good for her.
Good for
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
these WWE wrestlers, they're on the road close to 300 days a year. So,
I
and
think
that's a lot of time away from your family, from your home.
I think they're off 2 days a week, and one of the days, depending on where they're at, is like
It's
traveling
travel day.
back home. So it's
Yeah,
really just
it's a
one
travel
day
day.
home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So yeah, I can. That has. You can't. I don't see how you'd be able to really, raise a kid unless you had like a sitter or like. I've seen Cody do it. He takes his whole family on the bus. But I mean that it's not always good for a kid. Depending on your situation, I'm sure Cody got tutors and everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, good for her. She can. Maybe it's time to be a mommy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope, not at all.
But let's see. Gonna go into some speculation on WrestleMania in Vegas 2025.
Yeah. So what people are saying, man, especially over at Fightful Select with Sean Ross Sapp, is that we're pretty much locked in on our main events for both nights of WrestleMania 41. Night one is either going to be Roman versus Solo Sikoa or Cody Rhodes versus
The
who do I
Rock.
say?
The Rock.
Versus The Rock. Yeah. So one of those. So that first night is going to be one, and obviously the next night will be the other. But the way that they're setting things up now is looking like it's going to be Roman versus Sikoa, and then Rock versus Rhodes at WrestleMania.
That's pretty good. I mean, I would like to see Roman versus The Rock, but
Yeah. I think so. What a lot of people are thinking about, and this was shown in a clip yesterday on Twitter, and it didn't even dawn on me. The night that Solo got the Ula Bala, which is that chili pepper necklace thing for the tribal chief that Roman was given.
I always want to eat that sucker. Like, I always want to,
Right?
every time I see it, I'm like, I want to eat that with some chicken. Like, every time.
Yeah. So speculation is that it was The Rock who told Solo Sikoa to get it and is running Bloodline 2.0. And then, as we will discuss earlier or later in our SummerSlam recap, we had a major return, and that is going to be what is setting up our Roman versus Rock for WrestleMania 42.
I think that would be pretty awesome. That would be good storytelling right there if you find out it's been The Rock the whole time behind the scenes.
Right?
That would be amazing.
Because if you remember when Solo started to take control over the Bloodline, he was saying, "No, I'm in constant communication with Roman, and this is his words." But yet he went and smashed Paul Heyman's phone. So could it be that it truly is The Rock who's running Bloodline 2.0 with Solo? He's just running it from obviously at home, and just watching Solo, Tamatonga, Toaloa, and Jacob Fatu just run roughshod all over SmackDown.
Yeah, it could be. That would be very interesting. I know they got one more Samoan coming in to join. I don't know which side in Hikuleo, which we discussed in prior episode. But man, like that would be great. What I wanted to see, and I rather your idea there more. I would like to see the old, you know what I'm saying, bloodline versus this new bloodline. I think that's definitely going to happen.
Yes, we are definitely going to be getting that at some point.
I just want to know who the fourth member of the old bloodline would be. With like a lot of people saying it's going to be Cody. Sami Zayn.
It's going to be
Sami Zayn.
I've heard Sami Zayn, but I'm thinking it's going to be Roman, the Usos, and then Hikuleo, like what you'd said, versus Solo, Tamatonga, Toaloa, and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. Oh, I just want to see what they're going to do with Hikuleo, which side he's going to end up on. But because my idea was, the Usos, Roman, and we're getting into fantasy booking here, and The Rock taking on the new bloodline, and then something happens in there in that match where you get The Rock and Roman pissed off at each other after it's done, and then that leads into WrestleMania, them taking each other.
And I think that's where we're gonna get the payoff. And whatever match that the Roman versus Solo night happens, whatever night that happens for that match, I'm thinking that's where we're gonna get the reveal that it was The Rock who was behind Bloodline 2.0. And then that's going to set up for the following year of WrestleMania 42 with Rock versus Roman. So,
yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, time will tell. We'll see. But it's still a good, solid 2 main events there if they do take place.
Speaking of SummerSlam, let's get into our SummerSlam recap.
All right. Let's see. SummerSlam recap. Good show. I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I know. It actually was a really good show. That Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley match was
great. And a big swerve. Not a big swerve, but it was gonna happen.
Predictable twist, if you want to say it that way, but not knowing when it was gonna play out in that match.
That damn dirty Dominic. But but it was a very good match. I enjoyed that one. That was our opener. Let's see.
Yeah,
what was next?
I love the intro going from back through Gorilla all the way out through the entrance down to the ring. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was very nice. That was a good opener in my opinion.
Now we know we had a few concerns about it. I know you had one was about Cody's mask that was crafted for him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you were messaging me like, I'm not 100% sure about that mask that Cody's rocking when he was walking out to the...
was that me?
Yeah, that was you.
Oh, dang. Yeah, oh, wait, I remember the mask now. Okay, that was me. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, it was kind of like that skull-looking mask with like the Thor wings on it.
Okay, I remember now. I didn't remember texting you that, but yeah, that was a little overkill. But I mean, I see why he did it. But like, I don't know. It was still cool, but I was like, we could have. And maybe some people liked it. I was just kind of, that's getting a little. That was a little much there. But I guess he felt that, hey, this is badass, so he went for it. But let's get into.
I think it was sculpted off of his little Transformer Decepticon Autobot tattoo that he's got on his neck.
Yeah, to say the obvious, but yeah, I see why. Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't want to see it again. All right, next subject. I just don't.
Logan Paul finally is no longer U.S. champion.
That was a good match, though. That was a really good match.
That was a great match, especially Logan's little springboard top rope moonsault that he did onto LA Knight.
Bruh, that was AJ Styles-esque. That was I
can see that being AJ Styles.
That was a smooth moonsault. That impressed the shit out of me.
Yeah, it was like he was just going for a slingshot just over the top rope. No, up in midair.
Stuck the landing perfect.
He rotated his body, landing on the top rope, springboard into a moonsault onto LA Knight.
Yeah, it was a beautiful, like smooth. Some of them you could just see him, they just flop and just kind of do. His was smooth transition over, which was great. All the credit for that.
God, I hated seeing him come out with Machine Gun Kelly. I'm not a Machine Gun Kelly fan to begin with, but I was just
a little cringe. Yeah, I know, a little cringe.
And then having MGK get involved in the match, but with the brass knucks on the chain that he was wearing. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and he does the
oh my god, are you stupid?
like the little gangster. He does the on the thing. It's like, okay, like make it more obvious for the referee. But
And Michael Cole's reference. Oh, people are calling him Machine Gun Jelly because he's got that new song with Jelly Roll. I'm like, Michael Cole, you're an idiot. Oh my god,
but
no,
he
sorry.
probably dropped the title because he's got to go deal with all them lawsuits now.
Oh yeah, speaking of lawsuits, Prime is being sued, facing a couple lawsuits.
Eh,
One, I wish I had pulled it up earlier to know more about it, but I think part of the Olympics are suing him as well for false representation, and someone else that did a collaboration with Logan Paul and Prime, and
and I know he's suing a whole laundry list of people too, like CoffeeZilla. He's suing a bunch of people because how they caught him in that crypto scam. And I know he's going, like he said he wasn't going to sue him at first. Then now he's launched suit, like he sent his lawyers after, and he's suing a bunch of them. Now a lot of like people that what are they called? Influencers that did YouTube videos on it. He's suing a slew of them, dude. Like I'm
Right.
even like if we had more viewers right now, I'd be worried to talk about him right now because he's that sue happy right now. So I would watch out. But
I mean, again, okay. So let's put this out there. These are all based on my opinion. Is
yeah,
that I think Logan Paul is a narcissistic, POS, self-absorbed, entitled, uh, good for nothing person. This dude has so much influence over millions of people he could use for positive things. But no, he's choosing to be a douchebag.
I definitely respect his brother more. At least he's
I
out
respect
there
neither of them.
throwing hands and stuff and doing his thing.
Very
Uh,
talented individuals, yes, but as people, my opinion, garbage.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. And then like I remember I watched the Jake Paul documentary, and it made Jake more enduring to me, and it made his Logan look way worse to me. So yeah, I'll put it to you that way. But moving on.
Oh, we're not done with our SummerSlam recap, man. We
No, I'm
got
saying moving on to the next match.
oh, hold on. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. We had quite a few title changes happen at SummerSlam. We had
Gunther. Oh, sorry.
yep, Gunther is your new World Heavyweight Champion. We've got a new SmackDown Women's Champion and Nia Jax. What other titles changed? Was it just those?
No,
Obviously
Sami Zayn.
LA Knight.
Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker
Yeah,
won.
Braun Breaker is your new Intercontinental
Yeah.
Champion.
Well deserved. That was an awesome match in itself.
Mhm.
All
LA
some great
Knight.
matches.
Definitely tons of great matches. LA Knight is your new United States Champion. Nia Jax is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Gunther is your new World Heavyweight Champion. But we did have title retains as well, that being Liv Morgan as well as Cody Rhodes. So those two had won their matches. What I find funny and an awesome match was the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match.
Yeah, a lot of funny business going on in that one,
It
but
was hilarious. It
love
was
to see
hilarious.
it.
Also, I loved Seth Rollins, and a lot of people pointed this out. It didn't dawn on me, but this was kind of taken back to let me see if I can think about it. Seth Rollins portraying the part of Shawn Michaels with his referee outfit. Drew McIntyre being Undertaker, and I believe CM Punk being Triple H, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. On that aspect, but I think I'm pretty accurate on the Drew McIntyre, Undertaker, Seth Rollins, HBK, and I want to say CM Punk being Triple H from the Hunter Hearst, hopefully the Triple H versus Undertaker match at WrestleMania. I can't even tell you.
I love the fact when Seth takes his shirt off and like, let's go, fine, let's go, and they're about to get at it. Then you see Drew get his attention. He runs after Drew, and then man, this was a big thing. Bronson Reed comes out and just utterly destroys Seth Rollins.
You're talking Monday Night Raw. Well, that's what.
Oh wait, I'm talking Monday Night Raw. It didn't happen
that helps.
After.
Right. Yeah, that helps write Seth Rollins. Yeah, that helps write Seth Rollins
together.
off TV. I do. I agree. Days kind of seem to blend together nowadays.
But yeah, it was still a very entertaining match. I knew it was going to be a lot of shenanigans, and it was.
Yep. So. The only complaint I have was the stupid ref cams. What was the point of having ref cams when they only showed view of the ref twice during the whole pay-per-view?
I guess just to have it. I mean, I don't know. So
you need to use that more often. Like if you're going to have a ref cam, feature that perspective in more than just 2 times during your whole entire 6, 7, 8 hour pay-per-view, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even notice that, to be honest. I didn't even worry about the ref cam, but that does make sense. If you're going to, have that, then have that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they only did that perspective once during the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley match, and then I believe that may have been it. I don't think they did that perspective during the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match. I know Seth Rollins had it on because he was messing around with it, trying to get it back in his pockets or whatever, so he could continue on the match, but they released footage of his ref cam a couple days later on Twitter, and it's like, what's the point of
it's
doing
kind of like
that,
oh yeah, we had this, let's put it somewhere. We got this, we need to put it somewhere. I forgot. Guys in the truck, come on now.
Right. So my thing is, if you're gonna have a ref cam, use it more than once or twice during your whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, so our next match, of course, we had the main event. We had Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Good match, big return at the end of Roman Reigns.
Yes,
yeah.
As speculated and confirmed towards the end of that match, Roman Reigns did make his triumphant return and helped Cody Rhodes take out Solo Sikoa. So, a lot of people were saying that the reason why they had Jacob Fatu,
the Gorillas of Destiny, the Gorillas of Destiny, because they referenced it on Raw that they were the Gorillas of Destiny.
Right. Is they're gonna hold off on putting Jacob Fatu against Roman Reigns for a while.
Yeah, because that dude's an animal. He's gonna outshine anybody he gets in the ring. I'm just being honest. Go watch. But yeah, very solid card, very solid outcomes, very solid, delivered on everything. Had a couple swerves. Very good pay-per-view. WWE's been on a roll.
Speaking of Jacob Fatu, it appears he's sustained a foot injury doing his splash from the top rope.
No, not already. He just got there. We haven't even seen him in a full-on match.
So this is going to go ahead and set up our segue into our topic of discussion, and this is injuries more prevalent with more shows or with less shows. So there's been a lot of criticism going on back and forth between Camp AEW, Camp WWE. AEW, as we know, has fewer shows than Camp WWE. Obviously, WWE is constantly on the road, like we said, about 300 days a year. AEW is only on the road for, I think, just roughly less than that. I want to say maybe it's around the 200-day mark, maybe a little bit less than that. But Camp AEW work schedule is a lot lighter than Camp WWE, obviously. So the question is to be made, injuries are going to happen regardless. So the question is, are you more susceptible to sustain an injury by doing more shows or by doing less shows?
Well,
so since you're not in the ring as much as you would be with WWE and AEW, obviously they're going to have a lot more time to go do indie shows, family time, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Whereas, again, WWE, you're on the road 300 days a year. Which one do you feel like is going to be more injury prone?
it's all depend on how you work. Like, okay, for instance, I'll tell you like this. Kenny Omega is a good example. He would say, you know, like my New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view, Kenny Omega, is very different from my Ring of Honor house show, Kenny Omega. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the wrestlers, if you go to a non-televised show, they ain't pulling out all the stops like they are when that camera's on. So
No, because at house shows, you have more fun with your crowd in attendance.
yeah, and it's not so much about doing the work rate. But I mean, I think that's a big proponent of it. Like, are you going on? Then I know there's some wrestlers that if there's 50 people or 5,000, 50,000 people, they're still
full
going
on out
to
regardless.
go full on out. So I think it's a lot to do with that. There's a reason why The Miz, you know what I'm saying, has been in the WWE as long as he's had, and maybe he's only had you can count his injuries on one hand, if any. And he's had no time off and like long injury, like, you know, breaks or whatever, because the dude works safe. Like, he's not the most entertaining wrestler, but he's the safest wrestler, and he does a lot with his character. And you know what I'm saying? He makes whatever work that he gets. But at the same time, I want to see some badass wrestling. So like, it's a give and take, and it's a whole, you know what I'm saying? What's the word am I looking for? It's a whole, I don't know. There's a lot to that question. You know what I'm saying? There's so many variables.
It's just a smorgasbord of possibilities. So again, WWE, you're constantly on the road, so your body really doesn't have fully time to heal itself properly. You're just constantly working with the aches, the pains, the small little tears that you have in your muscles, your ligaments, everything like that. And then AEW, you are going to have more time for recovery, but also at the same time, again, injuries are going to happen regardless, whether you're working, again, a high number of days compared to a low number of days. So I think it just depends. It just depends on the day, and
freak accidents happen.
Exactly. And yeah, a lot of major injuries, as you see on your screen. I mean, Sid Vicious was just trying to do a simple leg drop off the second rope onto Jeff Jarrett and ended up snapping his leg in half.
Enzo Amore was doing a regular baseball slide and he snapped his leg.
No, he got a concussion.
I thought, no, he had in NXT early days. He just did a regular baseball slide. Enzo Amore.
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah,
where
yeah,
he would do this little thing. He wouldn't even baseball slide out the ring. He would just do like a turn, like a slide and turn, while he was running the ropes and go back at you. And he broke his leg doing that.
Okay, no, I thought you were talking about, because there was WWE pay-per-view where they were trying to determine, I believe, the number one contenders to the New Day's Tag Team Championships, and it was Enzo and Cass, I believe, versus the Vaudevillains. And Enzo took an Irish whip into the rope, but I think he was trying to do a baseball slide out, but he hit his head and his neck on the bottom rope, and you could see his head just smack the ring.
This was when he was in NXT. He broke his leg, and then he had that little scooter. He would ride around that little scooter with the cheetah print on it. That's what happened there.
Oh, okay.
And then
But yeah, no, this was
probably another time where it was the same thing.
yeah, no, this was a WWE pay-per-view. I can't remember which pay-per-view it was, but 16 or 17, something like that. But yeah, he tried to do a baseball slide out of the ring to counter the Irish whip, and he ended up smacking his head against the bottom rope and then again on the ring.
Just like with him, other things that are variables is age. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Mm-hmm.
variable when it comes to injuries, and your body. I know a lot of people may argue against that, but like muscle sometimes protects the bones. I mean, okay, I'll give you an example. When Brock did that shooting star press and landed on his neck, if that dude didn't
landed
have
on
that
the top of his head
and his neck, if that dude didn't have that big thick neck and the muscles in it, his neck would have been broken, dude. I feel. And then even Kurt Angle said, like, he had all those, he had those he had a broken neck. He said, so what I did, I worked out and he had big, muscles around his neck. And then he said that's what helps him protect, his neck. So, I mean, I think that's and I mean, you see, and it's not all the time, and don't say it, but maybe not. But I see a lot of little guys in smaller stature, a lot of the smaller they are a lot more prone. And I could be wrong because I don't know all the injuries. Just from what I'm seeing, they're a lot more prone to, and it's because but I mean, there's another variable. They're doing more high risk stuff. A lot of times that's the way they work. So like I said, there's so much with it.
Yeah, there's different variables, like you said, and injuries that are gonna happen. So
I don't think there's a right answer either way.
No, there on this is one that has no right answer. Accidents are gonna happen, man. Injuries are gonna happen. It's just the name of the game and the business that they're in. So anybody out there who's listening, let us know. What do you think? I mean, we got to get more interaction going on, man. Anybody that watches, let us know, man. Sound off in the comments. What do you guys think? Injury prone with doing
everybody
more shows?
That comments, I will do as best I can to answer you back.
Either one of us will answer you back, and we will cover your answers on our next episode. So please, anybody that's listening, watching, interact with us. We're trying to help grow this thing as big as we possibly can.
We need to kick that algorithm into gear. We're not going to be able to do that unless we get some interaction. So help us out. Now, moving on before we close this late night edition of the Ring Rundown out. Our last topic is NXT on the CW. So let's deal with this.
So our first episode of NXT on the CW will be on October 1st, and they have actually already slated 2 special guests for the first 2 episodes of NXT. On the very first episode, you will have Mr. Best in the World, CM Punk, on your very first episode of NXT on the CW, followed by Randy Orton, the Viper, the Apex Predator, on episode 2 the following week.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Of course, they're going to bring out the stars to pique interest on a new network,
That's what I'm thinking is what they're going to do. So who else would you like to see NXT bring on to their premiere episodes of their show? I remember
one time, didn't they bring out John Cena for something big? They put John Cena out there. Look it up.
Did they?
Yeah, he didn't wrestle. He was just like in somebody's corner.
Oh.
So.
Probably.
But we'll see. Yeah, well, I wish it was going to Netflix instead of CW, but that's just me. But, yeah. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very entertaining. I'll continue to watch it on the Sketchy site. So, or else I'm visiting my mom with a DirecTV satellite.
I think, even if CW may be one of those ones that you could get just off basic cable out of your TV.
My OLED don't even have a tuner in it. So they took those out of a lot of TVs years ago. So, well, we'll have to see. And
So speaking of, this is going to lead into our topic of discussion for next week. So earlier, as we had mentioned about Jacob Fatu injuring his foot for off of his top rope splash onto Cody Rhodes, apparently his foot injury was just part of the story. This is what is going to help keep him away from Roman Reigns, especially for the final moments of Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. So, going into the foot injury as being part of the storyline, our topic of discussion next week will be on the basis of kayfabe. If you don't know what kayfabe is, that is where you actually believe that wrestlers
or who they
good
are.
guys versus bad guys, like that is a legit thing, you know, to where you've got a lot of these shows, you know, you had Total Divas, you had Nikki and Brie, the Bellas, you had AEW Over the Top or After the Bell, whatever their show on TNT was after Dynamite. Do you want to keep the image of kayfabe alive, or do you like seeing the behind the scenes extra stuff where wrestlers are communicating with each other, they're giving each other their props, their flowers, their dues, their respect, stuff like that?
So
what do you so let us know. Again, people, let us know. You know, we're again trying to get this page going as far and as wide as we can, man. We want to reach everybody as we can out in the wrestling world. I know this one was kind of heavily focused more on WWE and AEW topics. We do cover those as well, but we are going to, keep delving into the independent promotions as well too, in and around the state of Texas. So again, guys, just a little bit of interaction goes a long way, man. We're trying to bring you the content that you want, and we can't do that without your guys' help, so please like, comment, subscribe, reach out to us on all socials. But yeah, again, to recap our topic of discussion, kayfabe for next week. Do you like seeing the behind the scenes stuff, or do you want to see them keep up the
storylines?
The idea that
even when the cameras keep up the storylines, even when the camera's not on.
Yes, exactly.
So, well, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you have to do. We appreciate you guys, and 10. But yeah, thank you guys. For SP, I am Dropkick Zombie. Good night, everybody. Yeah.
We two loony guys catching eyes with a hype, talking pro wrestling, making all the fans unite. In the ring we swing like a rhyme-making machine with moves so mean, leaving opponents in a dream. You're rocking the mic, flowing tight like a